It's day 4 of recreating stunning Diwali looks inspired by celebrities, and today's Bollywood celebrity is none other than the stunning Katrina Kaif. For this look, we have to perfect the skin by blurring out all those fine lines and filling in all the pores, and for that I'm going to be using the One Size Secure the Blur Primer. This is a game changer for anyone looking to lock in their makeup for a long-lasting wear, especially for a festival like Diwali where you're dancing and celebrating all night. It smooths out the pores and the fine lines, creating a flawless blurred canvas while also gripping onto your foundation and other makeup, ensuring it stays all day and night. Also, it's super lightweight and breathable. We need great coverage today, so for that I'm going to be using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, and this is in the shade 3 and 2, which is Wheat. The reason this is such a good foundation for especially special occasions is because it's a long-wearing foundation, it's heat-resistant, it's humidity-resistant, and sweat-proof. It has an oil-free formula, so it gives a very natural matte finish, and it also controls the shine without feeling heavy or cakey on the skin. Using the Milani Concealer in the shade 150, I'm going to cover up my dark circles as well as patches. I'm going to apply it and let it sit for a couple minutes before I blend it out. And in those couple minutes, I'm going to go ahead and contour my face. Instead of using a harsh contour, I'm going to add a light bronzer by Physicians Formula. That way I get that beautiful sun-kissed glow while still adding structure to my face. It's super lightweight and has a creamy formula, so it's very easy to glide smoothly onto your skin, and the blending is seamless. So it's very easy to create that soft, radiant glow. The wand is so easy to apply, so if you're especially a beginner, this is perfect. Because while it's easy to apply, it's also super easy to blend. Now that the concealer is a little bit dry, I'm going to go ahead and blend it out, and as you can see, that gives full coverage. When you let the concealer sit for a few seconds before you blend it out, it begins to thicken up while it dries, allowing it to provide more coverage over blemishes, dark circles, or any discoloration that you may have on your face. Let's go ahead and set the face and lock everything in, starting with a translucent powder. I'm going to be using One Size Blurring Setting Powder. With a powder brush, I'm going to very lightly dust it on my face. I'm using just enough so the foundation can absorb and set. I don't want it to look too cakey, so I'm not going to be using too much powder. And then using the Rare Beauty Setting Mist, I'm going to lock this in. And because this is going to lock the makeup, it's going to keep your makeup looking fresh and flawless throughout the day. Her brows were quite filled in, so I'm going to be using an eyeshadow to fill in my brows. This is from the Reload palette from LH Cosmetics. And I'm using this eyeshadow called Offline, which is a deeper shade of brown. With an angled brush, I'm going to very lightly fluff out my brows. Now, because I have already very thick brows, I don't want to fill too much in. I just want to give it some shape. But if you have lighter looking brows, you can also use a pomade. Just remember, any powder product, whether it's a brow powder or an eyeshadow or a pencil that you use on your brows, will give you lighter coverage and make it look more natural. If you want more coverage, you can use a pomade. Her eyeshadow look came as a surprise. I like that it was unique. A maroon smoky eye. Using the Makeup Forever Aqua Resist pencil, I'm going to tightline as well as use this pencil in my lash line. The easiest way to create any kind of smoky eye is by starting with a gel pencil or a kajal in your lash line as well as waterline, later smudging it out. To make the eyeshadow look more pigmented, I'm going to start with a cream eyeshadow as a base. This is the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick in the shade Dusk, which is a dusty plum shade. This glides beautifully, so I'm going to apply it as a base and blend out the edges with my finger to make it easy to blend it with other eyeshadows. And right above this, I'm going to apply the shade Raspberry. This is again from the LH Cosmetics Reload palette. And just like that, with minimal effort, you can make any eyeshadow look so pigmented. Again, after applying, I'm going to soften and blend out the edges, because when I use a transition shade, it'll blend seamlessly into the other eyeshadows. And keep on blending till you're happy with the blend. It has to melt into your skin. And I'm going to be using the same eyeshadow in my lower lash line using a flat shading brush. Next, I'm again dipping into Offline, the deeper shade of brown that I used on my eyebrows. I'm going to use this to deepen the outer corner as well as the crease. I'm going to pick it up with a small blending brush. It's a tapered brush, so it's very easy to pinpoint where exactly you want to make the placement and blend. I'm going to first pack that eyeshadow in the very outer corner, very lightly blending it out, and then I'm going to bring it to the crease. A good tip while using eyeshadows, make sure to take very less product at a time and build up slowly slowly. If you take too much eyeshadow once and try to pack it and blend it, it'll start looking blotchy and it's very difficult to blend it out as well. And I'm going to smoke that in my lower lash line as well, so everything looks well balanced. Using the KVD Tattoo Liner, which is a liquid liner in black, I'm going to apply a very thin liner. And then using the shade Reset, I'm going to highlight my inner corner as well as brow bones for that pop of highlight. Let's apply some mascara and false lashes, but before that I'm going to curl my lashes. And for mascara, I'm going to be using the YSL Lash Clash Extreme Volume Mascara. I'm going to be using a good coat of mascara both in my top as well as bottom lashes before I use a pair of false lashes. And the ones that I'll be using today is B is Back from Tatti Lashes. And now comes the finishing touches. I'm going to first start with blush. This is the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Blush in Pink Me Up. Observe how I apply it to the top portion of the highest point of my cheekbones. That gives a more lifted effect. If you apply it on the apples of your cheeks will look more rounded. So depending on the kind of look that you're going for, you can do either or. And for highlighter, Reset is such a pretty shade, so I'm going to pick it up with a blending brush and apply it very lightly around my face. And don't be afraid to use an eyeshadow for your brows or as a highlighter or a blush. It's interesting how brands package each of these separately and sell you separately as an eyebrow powder, an eyeshadow, and a highlighter. You can use everything from an eyeshadow palette. It's the same thing. On her lips, she didn't have like a deep red lip like her Saree color. Instead, she had something that was a little bit mellowed down but still went with her Saree. And I have the perfect color for that. It's going to be my collaboration with Ofra Cosmetics, Stand Out. This is such a pretty color on any and every skin tone. And that's because it has a light purple undertone that suits every skin tone. I'm going to go ahead and change. And of course, we need some jhumkas and we need some accessories and bindi and definitely a sari. And here is the finished look. I didn't have to do much with my hair, so I just let it loose. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which of my looks so far has been your favorite? Comment below and let me know. And there's one more video coming up. Can you guess who the next celebrity is? If you know, let me know in comment section. And I hope you are enjoying the series. I love you guys so much. And I will see you soon with a brand new one. Bye guys.